Godfather Buck by Frederick Keeve.
Dramaturge June Rachelson Oscar. Cabin, late morning. Dan crosses to the piano, runs his fingers across the keyboard and plays a few notes. He crosses to the fireplace and looks at the wood in the wood box. He looks up and stares at the buck's head.
Hey, Reagan was here. We've got fresh wood.
Yeah, Reagan's pretty reliable. Good to be back.
Did you know that Big Bear is located in San Bernardino County, the largest county in the United States, approximately the size of West Virginia?
Always one for fun facts.
Oh, man, I don't know why Dad kept this place. You know, the upkeep is horrendous. He sunk every last penny he had into this cabin.
Well, technically, it's a lodge.
Campbell Lodge, over 100 years old, a stopover point along Old Highway 38 for hunters and sports enthusiasts.
Hunting was like church to Dad.
Yeah.
Sacred.
Yeah, kind of ironic considering at the time, this was allegedly a house of ill repute. Oh, hey, did you bring the rifles?
Stephen comes back in with two soft rifle cases. Takes the rifle out of the case, a Smith & Wesson AR-15 semi-automatic, and starts cleaning it.
Why are we doing this?
It's what we've always done. Meet for a week, once a year. Get drunk, hunt some big bucks, grill some tender deer shanks, and go to the sweat lodge. Talk about our women. Why?
Oh, what's Sweat Lodge?
Exactly my point. We're going to build one.
Like other brothers taking cruises and going to high-end spas?
No, we're men. We do manly things.
Oh, like hunt and screw woman.
Not necessarily in that order. Why? What's wrong with that?
Why do you think Dad was so hard on us?
Well, yeah, he could be a son of a bitch if you didn't do the right thing.
Beatings!
Oh, it was only his belt.
And hard like hell. Positively medieval.
Dad was tough on us. But every time we got knocked down, he made sure we got back up. And he almost never missed our games.
If he couldn't make it, Uncle Richie showed up.
Hey, too much talk. Come on, let's go scout.
Dan takes off his Dainese bike gear, hangs it up, and gets dressed in camouflage pants, shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, orange vest. He puts on a wool cap and sits, pulling a waterproof hunting boot. Stephen watches.
Where's the ammo?
Stephen reaches in his backpack and pulls out a box of bullets. He hands it to him.
There you go.
Dan takes the other rifle case. He pulls out a rifle, a Browning 7mm Remington bolt action, cocks it, looking down the barrel.
Don't ignore my question.
It's called deflection when I don't want to deal with your bullshit interpretations from a therapist who doesn't know shit about our family.
How did you know?
Mom told me.
What? About my shrink?
Well, why not? Isn't that what these trips are for? So we can reveal ourselves. Anyway, why wouldn't you?
Planning to when we got here. I was going to tell you in person.
Dan stands and grabs his backpack rifle and swings over a game bag over his shoulder.
All right, well, now you've told me. Let's get going.
Can we just relax for a few minutes and get used to being 7,000 feet up?
Oh, come on, look, this is what we do. What we've waited all year to do. First day, scouting, get to lay the land, maybe do some tracking. Come on, Freud, stop analyzing things to death.
Dan gathers up a compass and canteen.
Hey, don't forget the glass.
Stephen quickly changes and puts on waterproof boots. He grabs his rifle and pair of Bushnell Falcon binoculars. As he and Stephen head out the door,
Hey, so Andrew might stop by.
Baby bro? He hates hunting.
Well, it's not for sure, but he said he had something to tell us.
Oh, it better be about that pro soccer team that he was going to sign with.
I don't think it's soccer.
How do you know? Hey, I mean, he said he had a few more good seasons left in him.
It was the tone in his voice.
Tone of his voice. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope this therapy thing doesn't mess with your head.
My shrink thought it'd be good for both of us to come in for a few sessions.
You and me.
Yeah, why not?
That will never happen. Come on, let's go. Check the cams.
We're taking the ATV?
Oh, well, maybe it makes too much noise. Let's walk. I don't want to scare away any bucks.
Wide Basin, Forest Glen, noon. Dan and Stephen drop down from the hilly terrain into a basin with a river, not much more than a small stream running through it. Dan points to a tree across the stream.
There's the other cam. Go take out the SD card, would you?
Stephen crosses the stream and approaches a hunting camera tied around a sturdy pine in an area dotted with scrub and cottonwood, oak, birch, and aspen trees. He reaches up and opens the camera, extracting the SD card. He closes it and rejoins Dan across the stream. Dan points out some deer tracks. They situate themselves behind a hunter's blind, shrouded by shrubs, looking across the glen.
You hear that?
Sounds like sawing. Someone's building a cabin?
No, I checked the Onyx Hunt app. It's still BLM land. There's no private building going on here.
Could be poachers.
Or low-life tweakers.
Maybe illegal wheat growers.
And I wish I had tags for all those sons of bitches.
Yeah. Well, we better start heading.
Dan quietly pulls out his rifle. Stephen readies his pistol. A huge grizzly bear runs horizontal to them and disappears into the bushes.
It's a grizzly.
Holy shit, that's one big fucking bear.
That's a grizzly.
Extinct in California.
No. I've heard stories. One hunter was eaten by a grizzly. All that was left was one shoe.
They're on the endangered species list. You can't shoot a grizzly if that's a felony.
Yeah, well, I'll shoot her dead in self-defense if it's her or us. That's a justifiable homicide and come on, let's go.
The brothers gather up backpacks and weapons and head towards the cabin. Suddenly, the brothers hear a galloping sound intermixed with heavy thuds on the ground. The thick bushes break and the sounds increase. Suddenly, a huge grizzly bear bursts through the bush. Dan and Stephen scramble backwards as the huge mass gains on them 50 yards, 40 years. Dan cocks his rifle 30 yards in closing. Dan is about to fire his rifle into the bear when he hears a shot. Stephen fires 2 rounds over the bear's head, sending him running off into the brush in the opposite direction.
Oh,
Jesus. Shit, that was close.
she was warning us.
Protecting her cubs.
We look like boars.
Or predators, which we are.
No, we're hunters, not predators.
Same thing, brother.
Pedophiles are predators. They prey on the helpless and the innocent.
Sorry, Dan. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. Is this something to do with one of your legal cases? Dan? You weren't going to kill her, were you?
Another 2 seconds, I'd have put a bullet in her brain and dropped her 10 yards from us.
Man, we're out here to hunt deer. Kill her and her cubs die.
Out here, you either eat or you get eaten. That's reality.
Well, no killing a grizzly. It's a gross crime to kill big game without the proper tags. Hey, Mr. Lawyer, you should know the law. Damn, I'd have to report you to the game warden.
When you betray me for a law that has nothing to do with what's going on in our natural habitat. Just like last season, remember? Remember that cougar that was stealing our kills?
Just trying to survive.
Oh, those cute little tats. They're so cuddly, we have to protect them. Those tats would rip your throat out and eat you from your asshole up through your sternum if they catch you out here without a weapon.
Law says you can't kill big game without the proper tags.
Ridiculous law. Come on, man. They're gutting the deer population and makes it a total fiasco for deer hunters in this state.
Makes our hunt a little more challenging. But we've prepped for months. Always got your back, brother.
I know that.
Cabin, early evening. Dan pokes red-hot logs in a roaring fire. Stephen relaxes on a comfy couch, searching hunting camp photos and videos on his MacBook Pro.
You see anything?
Nah, not really.
No. What's the not really part?
Squirrels, rabbits, random.
And I could use a drink.
You never drink before you hunt. Save it for after the hunt, like always.
Dan opens a drink, bottle of Jameson Irish whiskey, and pours a shot.
Not after the shit we went through today. God. Here.
Thank you. Man, that was a big fucking bear. Whew. You sure it was a grizzly?
Yeah.
I scared her off. Must have ran back to check on her cubs.
You know, you'd be a lot better hunter if you had the killer instinct.
I'd rather be hurt sometimes than hurt someone else.
It doesn't make you much of a hunter, does it?
Guess I never questioned it, seeing how happy it made Dad to see his sons hunted.
Dan stands up to the massive cobblestone fireplace with a mature buckhead with spectacular antlers.
You're familiar with the story of Cain and Abel? Well, Cain was a farmer, and his brother Abel was a shepherd. They both made a sacrifice to God, but God preferred Abel's offering of a lamb. Cain got jealous and killed his brother in a fit of rage.
Not a happy ending.
Look, the point is this dichotomy of hunting versus agriculture. It goes back to Adam and Eve. Abel was a nomadic herder. His needs were simple and his heart was pure. It's really not about brothers quarreling, but about like two different ways of life. And it's in our DNA. That struggle for power, dominance, but also the purity of the hunter.
Good thing we're both hunters.
Now, you're my little brother, and you know I'll always have your back, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what else did the SD card say?
Well, nothing more. Except for a cougar running. Same one from last year. You know, with the torn...
Yeah. The one that was stealing our kills. We need to track it and kill it.
Yeah, mountain lions are off limits in California, remember?
Fuck. Look, I told you to put the cams higher in the trees. It gets a wider radius.
I know.
Well, they get stolen or wild animals chew on them and swat them down if they're too low.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's all this about gay spas and cruises? Some more bullshit from your therapist?
Now therapy is bullshit? Didn't say gay spas.
You implied it. I'm just wondering what this is all about.
My girlfriend thought it would be a super idea.
Ex-girlfriend, Peggy, wasn't it? You dumped her.
Actually, she dumped me. She points, though, about our relationship.
Wow, couldn't have been that good if she dumped you.
She said I was too masculine.
A man can never be too masculine.
She thought I was, quote, a bad version of myself, unquote.
What does that mean?
That's what I said. So I started therapy. I couldn't figure out what she meant. She also implied bad influence on me.
I'm your brother.
Exactly.
Don't ever let a woman leave you first. You always need to be in control. If you sense she's going to leave, you dump her ass first.
You can be a pretty cold asshole sometimes, Dan.
All right. Now listen carefully, because I do not like repeating myself. You cannot ever let a woman leave you first. If she does, you know what that means? Either you're not good in bed, which we know is not the case, or
yeah, but
can't hold a decent conversation, which we know is not true either.
Yeah, okay.
Or you're such a loser. You can't afford a nice dinner for two, even if it's only a midtown Italian joint rates 3 stars, and provide a decent place to spend a night. And I don't mean a Motel 6 or 8 or whatever the hell it is.
Sometimes Motel 6 can be nice, like the one we stayed in when we were ski instructors in Jack that summer. You know, remember? Remember those 2 rich older women that wanted to set us up?
Yeah. That's their boy toys.
Yeah, you told them that you had your pride, and we ended up at a Motel 6 that was more like an upscale Holiday Inn for $275 a night.
All right. But none of the above suppositions are true. You work. You've got a career. You've got savings. Dad took care of us before he died. He gave you the condo and Andrew and me some cash.
It was like he knew he was going to die. He was incredibly generous at the end. Man, could have felt bad for how tough he was on us growing up.
Look, the point is, you are a great catch. All right. Maybe not as good as me, but way above the norm. And your body, it's in the 99th percentile. So women should never, and I mean ever, have a reason to leave you first, or you are not doing your job.
Cabin, dining room, early morning. Stephen in the kitchen cooks up runny eggs and freshly skinned rabbit meat on the griddle. Dan comes out of the bathroom.
Fucking stinks. Jeez. Whew.
Maybe something you ate.
Hey, shit stinks. It's no big deal.
Dan sits down at the wooden dining table. Stephen serves the meal.
Did you look at it?
What? No.
You should. Gives you a snapshot of your health.
Wait. So you're saying I should look at my shit? Do you look at your shit?
Yeah, sometimes.
Why?
Well, you're supposed to check it out for your health.
For my health. I'm not looking at my turd. I just flush it down as fast as possible.
Well, no, really. There's a science to it. If it's soft or firm, if it's too hard, that's not good. Sometimes my shit doesn't smell at all. Sometimes I eat the wrong combination of foods. It stinks really bad.
All right, please. Come on, right before breakfast.
Shape can be important too. If it's nicely formed, pitch at the end, and if it floats, that's ideal.
What the hell?
Hmm.
I am not checking my shit. Or your shit, for that matter. Is this more than bullshit from your therapist?
She thinks it's good to talk about whatever's on my mind.
Whoa, wait. Shit. Your therapist is a woman?
Yeah, puts me in touch with my feminine side.
Your feminine side. Well, next thing you're going to tell me is that you're gay.
I'm not gay.
Oh, that's a relief.
What? I thought about it.
What? Jesus, if Dad could hear you now, he'd be turning over in his grave.
You never thought about it? What it would be like to be with a man?
Are you kidding? If Dad ever thought I had any question about my sexuality, he'd beat the living shit out of me.
Well, Dad's gone. So I'm asking you.
No, never, ever. That's not what a man is.
Really? So you've never done anything with another guy? Like jacking off, seeing who could throw their jizz the furthest?
All right. Come on, all teenage guys do that.
I didn't. I was self-conscious about my dick.
Well, my buddies and I will go camping. Hey, and you were probably too young to remember, but we'd be drinking and someone would whip out his dick and start jacking off. Then we'd all do it together. That's normal. Dudes like to jack off.
No, not all dudes.
Don't you like to jack off?
Oh, he drains my kundalini.
Your what?
Oh, in Hindu philosophy, conservation of your man fluid is considered essential to aiding your quest towards spiritual enlightenment.
Man fluid. Can't you just say semen? Huh? I mean, look, I feel good when Sarah and I make love. It relaxes me. I like the physical release at the end of a stressful day.
Oh, I like to conserve my fluid. It leaves me feeling more balanced and energized. You ever tried tantric yoga?
What the hell does that entail exactly?
It's a form of spiritual yoga allowing me to stay hard inside of her for a very long time. If I don't come, she can experience orgasms for as many times as she wants. Then, when I approach the edge of orgasm, I control the urge to ejaculate in.
But hold it in. Come on.
This allows my lady and me to connect on a higher level at the heart chakra while we're making love. It can be truly beautiful, Dan.
You've got everything backwards. You're a man. You're potent. Your body will make more of those little spermatozoas. Why can't you just be more normal like me?
Wilderness area, early afternoon. And crouch down, making their way through heavy brush, looking for deer. A large doe walks into a clearing.
Look at that doe!
Oh, come on, take your shot.
Stephen takes aim at the doe, but at the last minute, 3 fawns break out of the brush behind their mother.
Can't. 3 fawns just followed her out.
Come on, Steven, do it!
Nope, can't.
Dan scopes the area at the brothers near a plateau that has a giant wooden cross 15 feet high. Suddenly, Dan grabs Stephen as he looks through the binoculars. He hands him the binocs pointing to 100 yards across the basin up on the ridge.
It's the Godfather Buck. He's come back. Look at that rack.
The Godfather Buck, a mature buck with magnificent antlers and easily 280 to 300 pounds. The buck walks right by the brothers. He's a mythic-like in size and stature.
Damn, he's beautiful. 14-pointer.
That, little brother, is what's going to make us legends. This is one for the history books.
Here's yours, brother. Take your shot.
Dan picks up his Win Mag rifle, cocks the gun, and aims.
He's looking right at you, man.
The big buck looks right at Dan as if knowing something is coming. At the last minute, he moves behind the tree.
Damn it! He moved behind a tree.
Patience, brother. You got this. There he is. Take your shot.
Dan takes aim again as the big buck moves away from the tree line in clear view. Dan squeezes the trigger. Cabin living room, evening. A couple of freshly skinned rabbits are strung up, hanging on hooks in the kitchen near the sink. Dan and Stephen share a drink.
Rabbit stew?
Sure.
You know what? I'm too tired to cook. Let's throw the meat in the fridge and we can have it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. Look, I thought I had that shot.
Granddaddy's got good instincts. We'll catch him eventually, right?
It's Godfather. And I'm not waiting another 6 years.
He'll be dead by then.
All right, so what happened to Peggy?
Didn't work out.
Yeah, well, that's pretty obvious. Come on. You told me she had a pet name for your dick.
Felix.
Felix is a cartoon character.
Felix is a fucking cat. Said it reminded her of Felix. Maybe a former.
I've had this fantasy about hunting naked, like a real mountain man. We should get naked.
What?
Yeah, come on, like we used to do. Camping trips, family vacations. Hey, remember that time in Mexico? We were camping on the beach in Cancun and we met those two crazy Mexican chicks.
So gorgeous. And not Mexican. They're from Riverside.
Yeah. Well, they looked Mexican. Remember how they just dropped their swimsuits in 2 seconds flat and ran buck naked into the ocean?
All them out there. The water was so warm. So I'm naked.
Yeah, well, point being, I've seen you naked enough times to know how desirable you are to men and women.
That's embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yeah. Well, I had a body like yours, I'd be showing it off every chance I got.
Well, you've got a nice body too.
It does the job.
You make your wife happy?
Haven't had any complaints?
And your girlfriend? The one on the side?
Yeah. Oh, Ginger. Yeah. Well, yeah, we have a good time.
Not fair to Sarah.
Fair might exist in fairy tales. Life is never fair.
Don't you believe in anything?
Look, she gives me something Sarah can't give me.
I don't understand you, Dan. A great career, a drop-dead, gorgeous wife who, from all sides, adores you, plus 2 incredible kids, Stevie and Alana.
Who adore you. You're definitely their favorite uncle.
Just forget the flattery. Why cheat?
Because I can.
Terrible answer. Karmic law. There's consequences for your actions.
Karma bullshit. The law is not fair. Innocent people are convicted every day, and there's literally nothing we can do about it.
But you honor your own moral law.
True, but the law I practice has its origins in English common law and is a law that is more concerned with protocol than justice. Because if If you get one thing wrong, miss one court date, or talk back to the judge, guess what? Your client goes to jail. And if they have brown or black skin, what kind of a chance do you think they have?
A rig system is a poor argument for your lack of ethics and morals.
Life is about power, little brother. A doctor delivering a baby whose very life is in his hands, he uses forceps. The parents raising a child who has to submit to their idiosyncrasies and flaws. A coach who makes you run an extra 10 laps because he thought you looked at him funny. Power is primal. The hunt. The thrill of the chase. I need that.
My therapist says there's a difference between wants and needs.
I'm a wolf in a three-piece suit. I howl at the full moon. I follow the scent.
An analogy to Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, brother dear, what big teeth you have.
Yeah, better to eat you with. I'm a Neanderthal, huh? I compete and I always win, and I do it not because I have to or need to, but for the fun of it, the sport of it. Wolves are like that. They're like straight predators that kill for fun. They kill to eat, but also kill because they can kill. And they will do it as long as they can. There's no limit on the amount they kill. When they get tired, they stop killing. But when they get energy and pop out some more pups, they kill more.
Killing, is this really fun? You mercy motherfucker.
Now, wolves will go eat elk and then go eat deer from the asshole until they rip their insides out and the animal finally bleeds out and dies, maybe hours, maybe days later. That's the reality of nature.
What are you doing?
Come on, bro. Don't be a wimp. You know I sleep naked.
No, thanks. I'm not a conquest.
Women like everything about me.
Women aren't an occupation.
They are for me. Just like hunting.
Brother, you're fucked up. I'm going to bed.
These days, you know what? People don't know who they are. There's so many pronouns, genders, and all that shit.
Well, people have a right to be who they are. It's a great time in the world to explore gender, identity, belief systems, philosophical ideas.
Yeah, that's all great, but where are the real men? We're a nation of pseudo men who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Right, it's a shame.
Brother, we're hunting tomorrow. Gonna hit the hay.
Dan, in his underwear, goes over to Stephen and removes his shirt. Stephen doesn't resist.
Come on. Just like old times. Come on, bro.
This feels wrong.
Hey, we're brothers, aren't we? Huh? Huh?
Brothers, not lovers.
Oh, we're men, are we not? Come on, Stephen. It's been a while since we've seen each other naked. Come on. Come on, Stevie.
This is weird.
Are you a real man or not? Come on, just do it.
Stephen awkwardly pulls down his underwear so that he is standing naked facing Dan. Dan coolly assesses Stephen's body.
Yep. Just like I remember it.
Stephen stands frozen. After a few moments, as if shaken out of a trance, he puts on his PJs. Dan calmly pours his brother a shot of whiskey as if nothing unusual happened.
Again. Look, come on. I have to know you're a man, not some weakling. Because with a body like that, I'm sure you've had lots of offers from men and women. Just don't go gay on me, okay? I love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Cabin, dining area, morning. Stephen cooks up eggs and veggie sausages on a skillet. Dan sits at the dining table as his brother serves him breakfast. He pokes suspiciously at the food with his fork. Stephen closes his eyes and holds his hands a few inches over his belly. Dan stares at him. He clears his throat.
Little brother. All right. I guess you might be praying, right? But can you speed it up? Because deer hunting season is going to be over.
Just bless my food.
And well, unless God descended into a human body, I believe I sent you $300 to buy real food. Why don't you worship me?
Yeah.
What's up with these eggs? You know I like them yellow and runny.
Egg whites are better for you.
That tastes like cardboard.
I have gluten-free bread. I'm gluten sensitive.
Ugh. Sausages are nasty. What's in them?
Pea protein. Super healthy.
Brother, I appreciate the effort, but we're hunters. And as hunters, we eat meat. We love meat. It's the food that sustains us, so we can go hunting again.
Dan grabs his rifle and backpack and heads out the door. Dan and Stephen head down a hill into a canyon. Stephen checks hunting camera 2 on the small monitor as Dan looks on. A brown bear with her cubs appears in back of the brothers as they look at the camera screen.
Oh, there's our sow. She's not as big as the grizzly. Oh, there's her cubs.
Maybe next year.
Maybe I'll get lucky next year with the extra points. Hey, look. There's our buck. Look at him. He's so fucking smug. He's taunting us. Come on, let's go down by the creek and see if he comes out in the open. Maybe I can get a better shot there.
Stephen sets the camera, closes it, and straps it back to the tree. Dan monitors Stephen to follow him along the river and down into the canyon.
Hey.
Dan and Stephen are behind a canvas octagon-shaped blind with holes for guns. They have been glassing for hours.
There he is.
He's too smart to come out of the open like this. His bedding area's got to be close by.
Yeah, he's hungry. He came out to feed. Shit, man, the wind shifted.
Spray the gear.
He definitely smells us.
No, he doesn't seem to care. At least we're inside the tree line. Can't see us.
Oh, he's fucking with us.
Oh, brother.
Dan raises his rifle, cocks it, and takes a shot. The bullet hits the buck, but misses the kill. The buck turns and runs into some bushes.
Yeah, that's a hit, brother. Looks like the right side.
Come on. We can't let him get away.
Wait, Dan, it wasn't a clean shot.
Oh, damn, he disappeared in the bushes.
And it was meant to. Then it was meant to be.
Get out.
He's big. Give him time to go down. Maybe an hour before he drops.
Yeah, or he's gone over the ridge where we can't see him. Fuck.
Cabin, porch, dusk. Stephen and Dan sit on comfortable chairs, looking out into the mountains and forest views at sunset. They match Jamie's shots as Dan downs another shot after another.
That was the biggest buck I've ever seen. Did you see that rack?
Must have weighed nearly 350 pounds. Been on your radar for years.
He enjoys taunting us. He's so fucking smug.
But you hit him this time, huh?
That's not funny.
That was very.
Hey, he went over the ridge where we couldn't see him.
We tracked him all.
Yeah, and came up empty.
They take a couple of days, but we'll find him.
What if he bleeds out or gets eaten by wild animals?
If the buck is meant to be yours, he will be.
I don't think I can take any more of your Zen Buddhist bullshit.
Bullshit? No way.
You know that buck? It arouses something primal in me.
So provocative.
Sometimes when I get the scent of an animal, it reminds me of when I was a young buck.
We're conscious of our actions, especially when girls are concerned.
Oh. You remember the two chicks you fooled around with in the backseat of Dad's Chevy?
Nah, don't remember that.
Oh, come on. After the high school prom, Jenny and her sister, Bertie, or something like that. Me and a buddy were home visiting Dad. We were outside the car getting an eyeful.
Hey, you told me that.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you now, you were the Don Juan of high school for sure. We were silently cheering you on.
Disgusting. I'm so ashamed.
Shamed? Oh, come on, I've heard of stories. You were a legend in high school. How many girls did you deflower?
Come on, Dan. I'm not proud of it.
Well, you should be proud of it. Come on, you're a man, not a wimp.
No.
Come on. Here.
Okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right. Well, come on. What about Cindy O'Leary? Huh? She was quite busty, right? You said you had your way with her in the bedroom while her parents were asleep in the next room. Her dad was a police chief and Irish on top of it. You were sweating bullets because you thought if he heard you, He'd arrest you, or worse, he'd kill you.
I was a total douchebag. I apologized to her years after.
Oh, she was after you from the first day of freshman year. You shagged her behind the baseball diamond after your team won the league championship.
Yeah, but she told me later that I really hurt her. Must have been humiliating for her.
Come on, dude. You were 16.
That's no excuse, Dan.
Okay. Where's this coming from?
First of all, treating women that way is shitty. Secondly, I really messed with her head.
What are you talking about?
Okay, remember the poem I wrote her that got passed around the quad at school?
No, maybe. It was nothing.
Nothing. Your lips are like cherries, succulent and sweet. Your breasts are like apples, big, round, and cheap.
It rhymes.
It was a rotten thing to do.
Oh, man. You sure know how to ruin a good time. Here we are. We're calling it good old days.
This conversation sucks.
Why?
Your attitude towards women is offensive.
What do you mean? I love women.
It's disrespectful to talk about Cindy O'Leary's breasts.
Wait, are you kidding? I said busty.
You're a classic misogynist. Just like Dad.
Listen, buddy, you need a wake-up call. Have you ever been privy to women talking about us? It's 10 times worse than anything we could ever say. It's degrading and humiliating.
And we deserve it.
We are cataloged and tagged like hunting a deer or a piece of meat. Women and their tiny Chinese minds are far more offensive than anything I've ever said or done to any
Chinese minds.
Christ, it's an expression.
Is there any race, gender, or ethnicity on the planet that you don't degrade or disrespect?
What are you?
Tiny Chinese minds implies something quite derogatory since none of the women you're talking about are Chinese.
Are you kidding? Look, Asian women are far worse than other races in their contempt for men.
Jesus, you're a walking anachronism. Please join the 21st century. Please.
What planet are you living on? All right. How many women have you been with?
No idea.
Well, give me a rough estimate.
Maybe 100. What's your point?
My point is that women want to be with you either because you're cute and have a great body, which you have in spades, or because you're a successful one, have a big bank account, and you can take care of them and give them security.
Most women are a lot more complicated than that, with a lot more integrity than you give them credit for.
Yeah, really. Well, hey, I've been working in my home office on Fridays when Sarah has her little coffee clutches.
Mhm.
And after I tuck the kids in for the night, I've been privy to her goddess-only dinner parties. They talk about what we talk about, but in much more ruthless terms. For us, it's like, the thrill of the chase. For them, it's like bagging big game. We're the ones who are hunted, shot, tagged, hung upside down, bled dry, skinned, and quartered.
You mean that?
I do mean that. And afterwards, they dine on us. They eat our hearts and souls. We sacrifice our lives for our women. We give them blood and guts. And what do we get in return? Whining and complaining about, the car's not working, or bigger television set, or a better neighborhood, or why can't we afford an Ivy League school for the kids?
Are you freaking serious?
Look, you're naive to think that women don't talk about exactly what we talk about, but in much more steely, cunning, and ruthless terms. And Sarah's one of the best. A magna cum laude Vassar graduate. She's one of those classy East Coast Ivy League babes, like the girl in Love Story.
Jenny, yeah, she was studying music at Radcliffe.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and wealthy Oliver Barrett, Harvard law student, falls in love with her. It was
Dad's favorite movie.
second favorite.
Oh, yeah. Second,
The
Godfather.
yeah. Hands down. Every holiday, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Jesus. It was just an excuse to get the family together in front of the television set to once again witness the epic saga of the Corleone family.
Remember how Dan loved to tell the story about how the executives at Paramount didn't want Brando for the lead because he was a washed-up troublemaker?
Yeah. So Robert Evans, that hotshot kid producer at Paramount, made Brenda do a screen test, which was unheard of for a major star, right? Oh, and he didn't tell Brando it was a test, but did it in the guise of a filmed improv.
Dad called him Bob Evans like they were best friends.
Yeah, like he knew him. Anyway, Brando stuffed his cheeks with cotton balls, and the rest is history. Oh, damn, that was a good movie.
The best. Could ever figure out why Dad watched Love Story so many times?
Diane.
Or stepmom, the one that got away.
But no one could hold a candle to Mom.
Diane's been a great second mom.
Andrew came along just when she was thinking about leaving Dad.
Baby bro. Woman, can't live with him, can't live without him.
Women categorize men by stereotypes like good body, financially well equipped. I've actually heard them say well equipped.
Why so cynical?
Because we're reduced to inches, girth, assets, bank accounts. Like a woman doesn't have a check and balance sheet, a detailed ledger, and her tiny brain, knowing exactly what she's going to get with you. Because the truth is, if you can't measure it in inches or calculate it in financial assets, then you're not a real man. You can call me misogynist, but women are just
Philologists.
That's an impressive vocabulary for a firefighter.
Egalitarian, feminist, women's liber, suffragette.
Yeah, well, what about us, huh? We're sexist, jingoistic bigots, misanthropes, zealots,
male chauvinistic pigs.
Brother, we're on the same page.
Just reduce each other to stereotypes.
There is truth in stereotypes. Women are emotionally more intelligent than men, right? I mean, they see the bigger picture. They're more nurturing. In those areas, they have it all over us.
Emotional intelligence is an IQ factor.
Bottom line, you've been with, 250, 300 women? Because you're well equipped.
Oh, please. I'm just average in every department.
Spare me the false humility. What's the longest you've ever been with one woman?
3-4 months.
All right, my point exactly. You go from woman to woman. Oh. And you think women like you, for your scintillating personality, you're a fireman. You're not a great catch. I'm a great catch. Trust me, I know women a lot better than you.
If any woman heard what you just said, you'd be tossed out of your top 10 law firm right on your ass.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go again with all that Me Too bullshit.
Bullshit, huh? Women have been sexually objectified, second-class citizens for thousands of years.
Really? Where the hell have you been? First of all, if you talk to any successful man, he has an equally ambitious wife or girlfriend behind him. They just don't always get the credit. But that same man would lay down his life for this woman. That's what being a man is all about.
God, you're such a shit.
Yeah, but women these days, huh? They act like men. They want to be better than men, more competitive, have bigger dicks, bigger salaries. It's not just penis envy. They want to have bigger dicks than us.
What's wrong with women being appreciated if they deserve it, huh?
Deserve it, right? To see everything we've fought for over the last 250 years in this country go down.
That's Dad in our living room, word for word.
Give it away to women, minorities, socialists, the welfare state, anybody who wants a handout.
All I'm saying is that these movements, whether it's Me Too, Black Lives Matter, transgender,
are just a bullshit excuse for a free ride.
now you really sound like Dad.
Just because I'm a white male doesn't mean that I can't run a corporation better than some Wesley female graduate, be successful as shit, or have a beautiful wife who wants to make love with me every time I walk through the door of my house. I paid for my blood, sweat, and tears.
So, I've been with a lot more women than you, more than I'd like to admit. But sure as hell appreciated them a lot more than you.
I said, you're God's gift, woman. I never said you understood them.
Women deserve our respect. Stop thinking about them as sexual objects to exploit. If they're more ambitious, work harder than us, then they deserve a bigger salary, a bigger office, and the right to be recognized for all their accomplishments.
Bravo, my brother! I'm going to nominate you as the poster child for the feminist movement. Come on. Have you not heard anything I've said for the last half hour? Women don't care about accomplishments. They care about feelings and being heard, and they
are still gonna be beaten down or belittled by white men like you who still pretend that they run the world.
That's because we do run the world. Jesus. Look at any big corporation, any movie studio, big pharma, top 8 accounting firm, top law firm. It's almost always run by white men who know how to wield power and make something that big and intricate work. Do you really think most women have what it takes to run a Fortune 500 company?
Yes!
All right. Well, can they invent the next cure for SARS or AIDS or what, the next epidemic?
Why not?
99% of the certified acknowledged geniuses throughout history were men. And that's because we think differently than women. We're physically stronger than women, and we can control our emotions better than them. Bottom line, I love women, but women want a man to take control, not be a little pussy like you.
I see the direction this discussion is going.
Dan suddenly realizes what he's doing and heads upstairs to the loft, a man cave with poker table and portable bar on a raised platform, similar to a split-level house.
Hey, come on up, brother. I've got some of Dad's favorites up here. Come on.
Stephen looks up at Dan, leaning over the railing by the stone chimney, and puts down his drink. He climbs the stair in the loft.
Here. You know, Dad loved his black barrel.
Man.
Yeah. Come on, get it back.
Yeah.
All right. But, you know, even though he loved his Jameson, he loved his red breast for special occasions. 21 years old.
Damn, that's smooth.
Oh.
And collapses on a small couch opposite an African-shaped poker table. Equipped with some poker chips, Stephen takes his whiskey and sits in a comfortable armchair.
So, what did you want to talk about?
When you were in high school, in the locker room, in the showers, did you check out any of the guys?
Sure. So what? And we'd slap each other on the ass after a game. There were so many things we did with each other after games that anybody from the outside world would say we were gay. We'd slap each other's asses and towel whip each other's balls. But that's because we were confident in our sexuality. We were men.
And that's a pretty narrow interpretation, bro.
And we liked women. The way they smelled, the curves of their body, the softness of their skin.
No, what I'm asking.
Slapping a guy's naked ass or checking them out in the shower doesn't make you gay. Did you look at other guys in the shower after your games?
It was normal to be curious.
Yeah, about what? Other guys' cocks? Yeah, sure. As long as you're not blowing them behind the stands.
Look, I don't think we've ever been really honest with each other.
About what?
About everything.
It's kind of vague.
That thing at your office Christmas party in the men's room.
Hey, I told you, never mention that.
Oh, okay. How about what Dad used to do to you?
Enlighten me.
Well, don't you remember when you were in college? Whenever you'd come home for the weekend from the frat, you guys would get into huge fights.
Oh, I don't remember that. Unless it was which game we were going to watch on TV.
He kept saying that you needed to get a career so you could support yourself.
Wait, are you saying that I went to law school because Dad wanted me to? That's bullshit. I love the law.
Really?
Yeah.
And when I said I wanted to be an EMT and then a firefighter?
He encouraged you.
What? He said an EMT wasn't really a profession. Said those types of careers were for people who didn't know what they wanted from life.
Oh, Dad would never say that.
But he did.
Well, I would tend to agree with him.
You're an asshole, you know that?
And that's why I make a lot more money than you. And have a gorgeous wife who's excited to see me when I come home. And 2 beautiful kids who adore me.
Tell me the last time you looked in your wife's eyes and told her that you loved her.
I don't know, but she knows I do.
Oh yeah? Through your actions?
Yeah, god damn it. Through my actions. Providing a nice lifestyle. Money in the bank, a private school for the kids, an upscale gated community.
So that's what a woman wants.
Hey, wait. Are you talking about sex? Because we have a great sex life.
Really?
Why? You jealous? Because you don't have what I have?
Sarah's sister told me that Sarah was thinking of leaving you because you ignore her. Haven't had sex for months.
What? No, that's not true. I've just been a little off my game lately.
Said you had a penis problem.
Well, it's none of your goddamn business. And I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't call it that.
You're just like our old man.
What's that supposed to mean?
You idolized him, made him, even when he was off on business trips cheating on Mom.
He was supporting his family, like any real man would do.
Oh, really? That's why Mom had ulcers. She was worried sick, tired of being ignored.
And now I'm doing it to Sarah. Is that it? Huh.
You can't run for shit, old man. I could beat you any day on the track, in tennis, and volleyball. You can't jump gimpy knees.
Right? Yeah. All right. I'll show you who's Gimpy. Come
Bring it on. Bring it on.
And heads downstairs into the room. Dan chases after him. Dan grabs Stephen, giving him a knuckle rub on the scalp. Stephen breaks away and runs around the main room while Dan dives after him. They play hit and jab each other, tripping one another, pulling, pushing, laughing hysterically, and finally falling in a heap on top of each other. Dan looks down at Stephen, laying on top of him. For a moment, it almost seems that he might kiss him on the lips. Suddenly, he kisses his forehead, jumps up, and heads over to the console piano at the edge of the great room. He picks up a weathered sheet of piano music with lyrics and chords on it. He plays the intro to the song, You Are Mine.
Hey, brother.
Uh-huh.
Remember this?
Oh.
We were standing still in time, waiting for a proper stranger.
No.
When we chanced to see each other.
Okay.
Now I am yours and you are mine.
Hold me close, give me your heart. Let me know just how you feel. Let me free you from your lonely days. For I am yours and you are mine. Diane wrote that for Dad when they got engaged.
It's the only time I ever saw Dad cry.
Yeah, me too. Chorus?
All right. You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine.
You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine. Oh, brother, it's been a while. You gonna help me with the bridge?
Okay. Give me your life, your love for all time.
Give me your joys and I'll give you mine.
This is our time, my darling.
Now I am yours and you are mine. Give me all you are today.
Plan our tomorrows together.
Be who you are, 'cause I love you so.
Now I am yours.
And you are mine. You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine.
You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine.
You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine.
You are mine. You are mine today and forever. You are mine.
Dan gets up from the piano and goes to the portable bar by the fireplace. He pours 2 drinks. He hands one of the drinks to Stephen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Song night. That was a real highlight at our house, remember?
Yeah. Never seen Mom grin so big watching her 3 men make complete asses of themselves.
Hey, hey, make dinner.
Anne opens the door. Stepbrother Andrew gives him a bear hug. Stephen looks over and smiles, giving him a hug as well.
What are you doing here?
I'm just passing through. Hey, can I spend a night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cabin. Night. three maiden brothers lay awake, trying to sleep. Andrew's in a sleeping bag on the floor between the couches. Dan and Stephen doze off and on, resting their respective couches. Dan clears his throat.
Are you guys still awake?
Steven.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. Hey. Why are you here anyway?
I'm just passing through on my way to Palm Springs.
It's a 2-hour drive from LA. I heard you wanted to talk to us about something.
No, I changed my mind.
Well, it's clearly not about soccer, is it?
No.
Well, Palm Springs is a pretty gay town, wouldn't you say?
Dan can tell you about the time he got a blowjob from his assistant in the bathroom at work.
Steven!
If you're trying to shock me, that stuff happens, okay? It's no big deal.
He was a guy.
Steven! I told you.
Don't piss off. He's our brother. Have the balls to be honest with him.
Wait. Is that true, Dan?
Happened twice.
Oh,
It didn't mean anything. Look, I was just fucking exploring, for lack of a better word.
you like it?
Oh, what kind of a question is that?
Are you gay?
Are you? Christ, I'm going back to sleep.
Dan, I need to talk with you guys, okay? I don't have anyone else that I can trust. I mean, everything with my friends is always about the game and sports and girls. I feel like such a freak.
Hey, you're not a freak.
All right, well, you two pansies talk about all your gayness. I'm going back to sleep. I have some serious hunting to do tomorrow. Good night.
And why do you enjoy killing animals?
It's called animal conservation.
That's bullshit.
No. Actually, it's not. I pay a fortune for equipment, camouflage gear, hunting licenses. You know what? Actually, little brother, I think you could enjoy the hunt, but the really fun part is butchering the animal.
Now that's disgusting. That's what it is.
How you butcher the deer can make a huge difference in the quality of the meat.
No.
You know, I don't understand you getting pleasure from butchering animals, okay? If it's that important to you, I'll listen to it. But
All right. First, do not split the crotch. If it's a buck, you want to take off his private parts. And from that point, you slice him open from sternum, moving toward the private parts that you have just removed. Oh, it has to be a shallow cut because you do not want to bust an intestine or it gets very messy.
Enough, Dan.
no, really, okay, it's fine, okay.
Then you take the breastbone out. Now the deer is field dressed and clean. If it's cold, you can leave the hide on. The longer the skin deer hangs, the better the meat will taste. And when you skin a deer, you can use a small fillet knife. But if you're careful, you can literally just peel the skin right off.
Enough. Listen.
The final step is to cut up your deer. Beautiful steaks, the best tasting venison possible.
You know what? Thank you, brother, for that visceral explanation, but I'm vegan.
Oh, no. Do not give up meat. Come on, that's essential protein and iron. It gives you an extra aggression, right? When you have sex or play sports.
That's a cop-out, Dan, and you know it. Andrew doesn't like killing. You do.
I don't enjoy killing. I enjoy the process. Anyway, you know what? Next hunting season, you can pay for the license fees, buy the ammo, and all the other costs that go into this.
Oh, no, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about feelings.
Well, I'm talking about conservation. Hunting as we know it today is a public-private partnership that was instituted by Teddy Roosevelt in the early 1900s. Hunting sustains the species habitat, along with other animal habitats and waterways, forests, ecosystems.
Only facts. Andrew is morally against it.
Well, I've studied the case law on ethics and morality. The reality is that hunters, for the last 100 years, have been the engine of sustainability, and financially their investment has helped revitalize animal populations.
I swear, Dan, you sound like John Wayne.
Who's John Wayne?
I guess you're not a fan of classic movies.
I tried to avoid all the television when Dad was in the room watching the movies, unless it was
The Godfather.
Yes, The Godfather. That movie was pretty cool. You know, I was. Hey, why do you hate gay people so much?
Come on. You're going down the wrong road, my friend.
No, I don't know if I am, okay? I'm exploring.
Well, don't ever talk to me about it, because I'm not interested in hearing your cunty feelings and bullshit angst about connection that has nothing to do with being a man. The fact is, you're just scared.
Damn right I'm scared. Scared of waking up one day and being a carbon copy of Dad.
Oh, would that be so bad? At least he knew who he was.
No, Dad was a racist.
Oh, come. How could he be a racist, Andrew? He's married your mom, Diane.
She's like our second mom.
No, I know he loved us, but that did not extend to anyone outside of our immediate circle, okay? And he never had any gay friends.
He was a misogynistic, conservative asshole who wouldn't tolerate anything left of center, including people's sexuality.
Dad was one of the most tolerant people I've ever met.
Right. The man who till his dying day never forgave Jane Fonda for going to North Vietnam to protest the Vietnam War. Finally, Jane. So tolerant.
All right. And I love Jane Fonda.
All right. Well, you two pussies will have a lot to talk about.
What is he talking about?
Well, Stud here, who can have any girl he wants, has been thinking about it.
Is that true?
I'm just disgusted with my shrink.
Okay.
Each night I wake up thinking about it after this nightmare. It's dark and I'm trying to escape from someone. I'm frozen and can't move no matter how hard I try. The darkness surrounds me as the person getting closer and closer. If they get to me, I'm gonna die. Then I wake up.
Have you ever been with him, man?
Yeah.
Oh, hallelujah!
I think I'd like to go to sleep now, okay? I've got to leave early in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, look, my brothers. Look, I have one more thing to say on the subject of hunting. Okay, hunting is it's like positive for the community. It builds long-lasting relationships of mutual respect. It gives families something to plan for, goals, aspirations, something to work towards. And ultimately, you're putting food on the table.
I'd rather go shop at Whole Foods. Delivers fresh right to your doorstep.
And depending on how competitive you are and how determined you are to be successful, This feeds back into spending more money on ammo and guns and buying more tags, which feeds the conservation funds in the system. I think that's what Dad was trying to teach us.
Figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out why I don't like hunting.
Lots of people don't like hunting.
No, it's more than that. It's not just killing the animals. It's seeing them suffer. It's because Dad loved it and it was his whole life outside of us. And I realized I don't want to be like him. And I met someone.
That's great, Andrew. What's her name?
Dorian.
That's a guy's name.
It could be a girl's name, too. Where did you meet her?
At a bar in West Hollywood.
What's Hollywood?
Yeah.
Dorian is a guy. You gay?
You're not gay. You're not gay. If Dad were here, he'd be
Well,
gay.
he's not here, okay? I mean, I've been thinking about it for a while, and finally one night I got a little drunk. You know, I went out to a gay bar in West Hollywood, and Dorian sat next to me, and we just hit it off. He's sweet and nice.
Oh man, did anything happen?
No, not yet. But he invited me to Palm Springs, and that's who I'm going to meet. Okay, I think he wants to take our friendship to the next level.
No, come on, that's disgusting. Do you really want a guy to, come on, think about it.
I don't know, Dan, okay? That's why I'm questioning. That is all, okay? I don't know.
Screw the questions. Be a man.
Oh, so it's okay for you to get a blowjob from a man. But
Multiple blowjobs. 2 in the bathroom at his law firm.
Hey, look, I think I made my point. Andrew, don't let that little pussy ass TV dilute the message. Fuck, can we talk about something else?
Why? Because you're too closeted to admit the possibility?
Because there is no possibility.
Of course not. In your world, bigger cars, bigger houses, bigger expense accounts.
yeah.
Now that's more accurate.
But no connection.
That's right. It's all about the money.
And power.
That's how I roll.
And are you still friends with that guy at work?
That dude. Christ, he was a law clerk who left the firm over a year ago. I don't even remember his name.
You sure about that?
Steven.
Edward, the cute little law clerk.
How did you?
Check your phone. Pretty sure his name and number are still in there.
Little.
Come on. Am I wrong? It's right there. It's right there. It's in the phone.
Hey, yo, stop it. You two stop it. Come on. I didn't come here to have you all fight.
What are you doing?
I need my CBD pills.
I got some weed if you want it.
I like the pills. They work faster and they don't smell.
Dan finds a small plastic case and pops 2 CBD pills. Andrew reaches in his pocket and pulls out a pipe. He puts some weed in it, lights it, and takes a big hit.
Ooh, boy, I needed that. Want some, Steven?
No, I'm okay. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
So how did you know?
Sarah's sister told me.
Fucking Melanie. Again? Nasty bitch.
Sarah's was you were having an affair because of your penis problem. Melanie did the research. Turns out she had a friend who worked at your law firm.
Penis problem?
Could you just please not call it that? Melanie. She's always sticking her big nose where it doesn't belong.
What penis problem?
Oh,
Can't get it up anymore.
it happened a handful of times. Why do you exaggerate?
Well, you exaggerate my prowess. I'm leveling the playing field.
So did you keep seeing Edward?
Edward. Yeah.
I never touched him. We would meet random places, and he would go down on me, and that's it.
Wow, he blew you.
Look, I'm sorry, Andrew. I know I've let you down.
No, not at all. I mean, it's Scott. Like, you did connect after all.
But now he can't do anything. Can't get it up anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Look, it happened a couple of times. It's no big deal.
More than a couple of times, big brother.
So are you going to see Edward again? Because he sounds like a nice guy.
Nice. It's physical. That's it.
Oh, bet you get a big boner for him.
My prowess is none of your business, bro.
But is he a nice person?
Christ, it's just sex.
He wants to know if you guys ever talk after the blowjobs.
No.
Is he nice, Dan? That's a straightforward question.
Yes. Yes, he's nice.
But it seems like you would say something afterwards, right? Like, I mean, do you like talking to him?
Oh. Yes, sometimes. God, I'm going to bed. End of discussion.
Night, guys.
Night.
Nice.
Big Bear Lake, secluded area, mid-morning. The brothers sit on a blanket drinking beer. They are wearing swim trunks with a cooler of beer and sandwiches nearby. They look out at the lake.
Fun fact. The original dam was the largest man-made lake in the world at the time it was built in 1884.
Oh, it's full of good information, brother.
I can see why you guys like it up here so much.
Hey, come on! You got to see this view. Get over.
Dan climbs on top of Boulder. Stephen and Andrew follow.
That is a long way down.
Mm-hmm.
Last one in is a rotten egg.
Oh!
Dan jumps off the boulder and he reappears naked.
Oh, let's go. Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, and.
Stephen and Andrew look at each other. They jump into the cold water. They also reappear on each side of Dan naked.
Oh, damn it.
All right.
Oh.
Come on. Let's get some tasty critters for dinner. I need a real meal.
Sounds like a plan.
Dan looks over at Andrew, who puts on his swimsuit. Dan and Stephen follow suit.
You're staying for dinner, right?
I can't, Dan. I gotta go.
Oh.
Stephen silently packs up the beer, the beach gear, soccer ball, and football. Cabin porch, midday. Dan and Andrew stand just outside the cabin. Andrew hugs Stephen, picks up his sports duffel, and turns to walk to his car. Dan puts his arm around Andrew's shoulders. They look out at the forest wilderness as they talk.
Look. Now, I know you're trying something new, something you think you want to do, but you don't really want to do this.
You know, maybe I do want to do this.
No, listen to me, brother. This is not the future that will end well for you. You want kids, a wife, family, don't you?
We could adopt, okay? There's all kinds of alternative families around these days.
It's in the Bible. Of God, men do not lie with men.
No.
If you would just come hunting with Stevie and me, get in touch with nature, what? Why don't you just stay with us?
Killing innocent animals is in the Bible.
And what planet are you on? This is a dog-eat-dog world. It's Darwinian. And it's played out no more vividly and authentically than in the animal
It
world.
seems cruel.
There's nothing compared to an animal being eaten from the inside out by a pack of coyotes or a cougar or a bear until the animal's intestines are ripped out of it. The point is, you connect with nature, you feel your balls. I mean, you understand what life is all about. If you would just see things my way, you wouldn't even be thinking about all this gay shit.
Honestly, Dan, I don't see the correlation between the two.
Because look,
What?
being a human being and having ethics and morals is all about being a good sportsman. You want to get to the point where you are such a good shot that you know exactly where to shoot the animal so you can drop it the first time. And you are confident in your shot. But that takes a lot of experience and practice.
I respect your right to hunt, but I need you to respect my choices.
Oh, look, my point is
What?
hunting is a metaphor for life. Whether you commit to having relationships with women or men, you need to be confident that you can make your shot and you've made the best choice possible.
It's not like I have a choice.
You do have a choice. But look, no matter how this chapter plays out, I'll always love you, brother. But if you're gay, I'll be honest, I'm going to lose a lot of respect for you. So don't come crying to me when you get disillusioned or get some god-awful disease, or you realize too late that having a wife and family is what God intended for you.
You know, I love you too, okay? Even if you're a chauvinistic,
What?
misogynist,
Oh.
who's a pig-headed, competitive son of a bitch.
Oh.
Well, you really fucked that one up.
I'm hungry. Come on. Let's go get us some real food for dinner.
Dan grabs his rifle. Stephen grabs his rifle and follows his brother. Stephen and Dan track the wounded buck all day. The brothers find deer tracks on the ground. They also find some blood on the ground and in the bushes. Stephen walks through broken branches of bushes and trees. The brothers stop by a stream.
Mother, let's rest.
No. Come on, we have to keep going.
He's wounded. He'll bleed out.
Oh, shit. Oh, get away.
If the buck is meant to be yours, he will be.
Oh.
Man, exhausted, sits on a tree stump. Stephen, also tired, sits on a rock nearby with a running stream flowing nearby.
Close your eyes and let nature flow into you. Feel the buck's energy. Let him guide you.
This is not Star Wars, brother.
Feel the stillness of nature and the beauty all around you. Travel alongside him as his friend, his confidant. Tell him through your thoughts, it is his time to surrender. Still your mind. Tune into the energy all around you. Become one with the object of your desire, the buck. Feel his energy, his terror, his fear. Travel alongside him as his friend, his confidant. Tell him through your thoughts, it is his time to surrender.
I just realized something.
What's that?
This is the only time my mind is completely still when I'm on the trail of an animal.
A connection between the brothers. Without a word, Stephen gets up, grabs his gear, and starts walking in the direction of the buck. Dan gets up and picks up rifle and backpack and follows his brother. Stephen and Dan track some mallards as they take off in flight. Dan aims and fires at 2 mallards, shooting them out of the sky. The taxidermy birds falling dead into the shallow water. Dan and Stephen walk towards the birds, examine them. Each of the brothers put one in their hunting bags.
One for dinner.
Godfather Buck appears.
There he is.
Dan takes aim at the grand buck. Suddenly, another buck challenges the big buck for the territory.
Oh shit, cockfight.
That other one doesn't stand a chance against our buck.
Dan takes aim at the Godfather Buck. We hear fight sounds and the clashing of antlers. Dan is unable to get a clean shot at the Godfather Buck.
Oh, shit, I can't get a clean shot.
The Godfather Buck trounces his younger opponent and sends him running off into the woods. He turns and looks directly at the brothers, then disappears into the brush.
Oh, God, I can't believe it. He looked right at us.
Stephen points to a rustling in the brush. Suddenly, a nice-sized jackrabbit comes darting out of the bushes 20 yards from the brothers.
Yeah, check out the bunny.
You don't know a jackrabbit, brother.
Stephen takes aim and fires off 2 shots.
Nice.
Come on. Give me some credit.
Okay.
Cabin, kitchen, early evening. Dan and Stephen enter carrying their gear from a long day at hunting. Dan takes off his hunter's bag with 2 mallets in it. He puts them on a stainless steel table for processing. He also takes out a rabbit that has already been gutted and hangs it up on a hook. Dan and Stephen look pleased with the day's haul. Stephen sets the table that sits outside the cabin deck. Dan finishes preparing rabbit stew. The table is set nicely with porcelain plates, silverware, wine glasses. Stephen lights a candle and pours 2 glasses of red wine.
Oh, thank you. Man, that rabbit stew smells good.
Yeah, good job, brother. Looks like we'll have a good dinner tonight.
Yep.
Dan takes a simmering rabbit stew and puts it on the plates with some greens. The brothers sit down to eat.
The mallards need to hang for a couple of days to tenderize the meat.
Yeah, isn't that what we always do?
So, you got a girlfriend right now?
No.
You've always had a girlfriend. And you're a chick magnet.
I'm enjoying being alone. Besides, my shrink says I don't always need a girlfriend.
I don't know, Stephen. I don't know. Remember what Dad used to say?
Enlighten me.
We should get laid as often as possible. Oh, wait. Was that Joseph Kennedy to his boys?
Almost always it would start with sex. Now, I want to have a real connection with a woman, not just her liking me for my body or any material, but any good woman I've had, either I've sabotaged the relationship or she'd get tired of me and leave.
As usual, brother, you've got it all wrong. First, you've got to get it right in bed, huh? Women like to be dominated. A guy should find out what his woman wants, and then that's what you do for her. Some women like having two guys, but I'm not in favor of three ways.
Been there, done that. I prefer the one-on-one. You done it before?
Once, before I got married, it was my best friend's girlfriend. She wanted to do a three-way. It was kind of hot, but I don't recommend it. First of all, there's always the danger that the other dude is better than you in bed, has a hotter body or more skillful or confident lover, and then she's comparing. It's human nature. And you always want to be in control. You always want your woman to think you're like Warren Beatty in the sack.
Warren Beatty's over 80.
No, you moron. Warren Beatty in his prime, like in Shampoo or Bonnie and Clyde. Every woman alive wanted a piece of him. So, you want to be sexy like Warren, savvy and smart enough to take care of her. But that means you have to be in control.
Wouldn't it be easier to be yourself?
Are you hearing anything I'm saying? You can never be yourself. You have an image to maintain, and never let her see past that image or your relationship is done. She will eventually lose respect for you. Look, one of the ways you maintain that control is in the bedroom. Don't ever offer a third person in a relationship, except if it's another woman. That might be hot.
Why is that? If the goal is to pleasure her.
That's something you don't have to worry about. God. But still, you don't want your lady to compare. And for God's sake, if you're having a down day, don't ever let her see you weak. You've got an image to maintain, and you have to guard that with your life. Come on. Eat up. This rabbit is delicious.
Sam and Stephen relax by the fire, playing a game of chess in front of the fireplace. As the brothers stare into the flames, they strategize their next move. They each make a few chess moves until Dan checkmates Stephen at the end of it.
So, what else did Melanie say about me?
I told you. She said things were different between you and Sarah the last 6 months.
Well, you know, our sex life was great. And then
What?
one day I just couldn't. I mean, it wouldn't.
Just like that?
Not all the time, but enough so that Sarah noticed.
What did she say?
Nothing at first. Like, the first time that it happened, I made some excuse that I was exhausted from work or some extra stress or some bullshit. I turned my back on her and went to sleep. But after that, try as I might, I could not do it with Sarah.
Did you go to a doctor?
I did. They said it was probably stress and gave me a prescription for Viagra.
Did you tell Sarah?
No way. Remember, you show weakness, it's all over.
You must have talked about it.
She thought I was having an affair, which upset her more than the thought of her husband being temporarily impotent. I mean, I assured her that wasn't the case. It wasn't entirely true.
So then what did you do?
Well, she's actually been really understanding. Like, she said I shouldn't worry about it. But I could tell she had her doubts. I was telling the truth.
Maybe therapy would help.
I don't need any shrink analyzing my dick.
Okay, well, did the Viagra?
I'm not using any drugs. Screw that.
What about Edward?
I don't want to talk about him.
Fair enough. Here you go.
Sometimes we would just sit in my car and talk. And he's a nice guy. But I don't think I'm going to see him anymore. It's too confusing. I want to focus on Sarah.
You'll figure it out, and then you'll be back to your old self.
I'm not even sure what that is anymore.
I'm glad you two talked about it. That's a good start, Dan. It's good to be vulnerable.
Check. Why? So she thinks I need a pill to make love to her? Vulnerability is overrated.
Dan, sometimes showing weakness is a sign of strength and can help you grow.
No. Jeez. You sound like a Hallmark card.
Yeah, I've been told I have a way with words.
Oh. Check. Mate.
Oh.
Come on. Let's wash up.
Dan washes dishes at the kitchen sink with his back to Stephen. Stephen puts food away in the refrigerator. Stephen turns and watches Dan. He noticed the flannel shirt on a kitchen stool nearby.
There you go.
What?
You're watching me again, aren't you?
Maybe.
It's like this sixth sense I have. I know when you're there, even if I can't see you. When you were a little kid, we played that game. Sometimes we'd even finish
each other's sentences. You were always there for me when I needed you. I'm sorry for what you're going through right now. Wish I could help.
I'm like a cat. Things always work out for me.
Wonder what life you're on.
Stephen walks up behind Dan and puts his arms around Dan's waist. Dan doesn't resist. This feels familiar.
You remember when you would get on the step stool and I would come up behind you and help you finish the dishes?
Mom was on the couch too tired from her medications to get up and wash. I didn't like washing. It felt therapeutic.
Hey, I can finish the dishes. You can try.
My therapist said I shouldn't be afraid.
Be alone?
To be myself.
Stephen is pressed up against Dan, helping him wash the dishes. As they finish, Stephen grabs a towel on a rack nearby without moving away from Dan. Stephen helps Dan finish frying the dishes, then rests his head on Dan's shoulder. Dan puts his hand on Stephen's head. Stephen raises his head as Dan turns to him. Dan and Stephen eat breakfast in silence. They prep for their last hunting day, load their weapons, grab their gear, backpacks, rifles, and ammo, and exit the cabin. Crouched behind some bushes, Stephen and Dan have their jackets, backpacks, beanies to keep their heads warm, dark face paints to help with the camouflage. They observe a large door.
Hey, take your shot, brother. She's all alone.
Two fawns.
Brothers observe two young bucks crossing near them. The door gets spooked and the family runs off. The brothers continue through a sparsely wooded terrain.
I am not leaving until I drop that big buck. I feel him around here somewhere.
Stop pressuring yourself. It's not about the meat or the trophy.
It's always about the meat and the trophy.
Brothers continue on for a few hundred yards, every once in a while stopping as Dan glasses for the Godfather Buck with his binoc. Dan surveys the woods. Dan and Stephen track the Godfather Buck.
Uncle Richie texted me again. Wants to know Mom anymore.
I'll give him a call when I get back to LA.
You two used to be so close. Wants to know why you cut him out of your life. He seemed hurt.
That's unfortunate.
He paid for your law school, Dan. He's been in our corner since we were kids, yet you hardly ever mention him.
Can we concentrate on the task at hand? I want to come home with that buck.
Stephen grabs Dan's arm.
Something add up here. What are you not telling me?
Stephen, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dan picks up his rifle, backpack, and heads down the wooded forest path. Stephen goes after Dan, grabbing his arm again.
You're hiding something from me. What is it?
If you grab my arm again, I'll deck you and continue hunting on my own.
Dan stalks off. Stephen calls after him. He follows Dan. They carry their gun and hunting gear with them. Stephen bends down and touches fresh blood on a rock. He looks up in the distance and stands. The brothers see a mythic-looking buck foraging for food. Stephen points.
Yeah.
As Dan aims his rifle.
There he is. You got him.
Yeah.
Easy. Smooth.
Dan fires. He misses.
God, shit!
Oh, come on!
Dan stumbles, looking like he might faint. Stephen grabs his arm.
Hey. You okay?
Oh, I feel lightheaded, man.
Take a breath. Breathe.
Ooh.
Where's your water?
Backpack.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. And here we go. Hydrate. Here we go.
Damn. I thought I had him. Fuck. Puta.
We've bagged some pretty big bucks over the years, but we're losing sleep over this one.
Such a hell of a lousy shot.
Yep, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that. We're gonna talk about what happened last night.
Nothing happened. Look, we're here to bag that buck.
I know, but you know what I mean. This isn't about hunting.
Isn't everything about hunting? We dried the dishes, went to bed, end of story.
Dan continues on. Stephen follows Dan, frustrated. Stephen spots the Godfather Buck on the ridge. He looks mythic, all powerful. Stephen points as the brothers look across to the Godfather Buck.
There's that son of a bitch on the ridge. Are you ready? Steady, smooth. There he is. Take your shot.
Dan aims his rifle at the buck.
Dan, pull the trigger.
Dan is frozen and cannot pull the trigger. His hands and rifle are shaking.
Take the shot. Dan, pull the trigger!
Dan does not pull the trigger. He shakes, still aiming the rifle at the buck, a mass of conflicted emotions.
Take the shot!
The buck looks directly at them, then slowly walks off.
Come on. Come on, let's go home.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Just come on.
Cabin main room. Evening. Stephen and Dan sit across from each other on couches as Dan stares into the fire. They've been drinking.
What happened out there today?
I couldn't do it.
You're a hunter. That's what you do. That's what we've always done.
Yeah. Well, we've always done, right?
Yeah,
What Dad taught us.
that's right.
Now, what if that's not me anymore?
Maybe this whole thing with Sarah.
That's not it.
Another?
Yeah. You know, I started thinking, what would Dad do? I mean, first of all, he would have dropped that buck the first time. Dad didn't shoot unless he had a clean shot.
Exactly. That was Dad. But every hunter has his or her own style.
And then I started thinking, what would I do? The way I hunt is the way Dad used to hunt.
Mhm.
It occurred to me that I had never asked myself that question.
What question?
What's my style of hunting?
What did you come up with?
I didn't know. And then something something became very clear to me. I realized I I didn't want to kill the buck. He was wounded, but he would survive. I didn't want his meat. I didn't want another fucking trophy to mount in my den, another kill that just seemed to confirm that I was a man. That I could take a life, that I could cut up and pack up more meat or mount a bigger pair of antlers. It's just. Then I started to think about Uncle Richie.
What about Uncle Richie?
Why I couldn't pick up the phone to call him back.
Okay, here you go. Take a little bit more. Take a little bit more. Here you go. Here you go.
Thanks.
You look really tired, brother. We need to get on the road tomorrow. Call it a day.
I don't know who I am anymore. I'm what did your ex-girlfriend say to you? You're a bad version of yourself.
It didn't mean anything. She didn't know what she was saying.
No. She was right. She was right. We're bad versions of who we're supposed to be.
She said it to up.
We're a good version of Dad, but maybe bad versions of ourselves. Just carbon copies of little men that Dad molded into these supposed adults. That's why I won't call Uncle Richie back. He represents a part of the lie that I've been living all these years.
Look, I don't want to push you into anything.
The hell you don't! You and your therapy bullshit. You've had it in for me since the beginning of this trip.
Stephen doesn't know what to say. The whiskey bottle on the table is empty. Dan crosses to the bar and pours himself a half glass of Irish whiskey, a couple of ice cubes in it.
You want some?
Sure.
Rocks?
Straight, please.
The truth is, things have gotten out of control in my life, and I wish I...
Wish for what, brother?
I wish Uncle Richie would fall off a cliff and die and stop bugging me.
I don't understand.
Because I love you. And I don't want to hurt you.
I'd rather have you hurt me if it would help you heal.
Why are you so good, brother? Huh? Why are you so fucking good? Is that all you do? Think about other people?
Pretty much, I guess.
Oh, God, what did Dad teach us? If nothing else, it was to look out for number one. And what does considering everybody else in front of yourself make number one happen? It doesn't, man! You need to think about yourself first, always. And then when you're good, you can help your loved ones.
I guess we agree to disagree. No more drinking tonight.
Oh. Life is so fucked up. Believe me, this is something you do not want to hear.
I do, brother.
Okay. You remember when I got into law school? The one that I really wanted, but the tuition was astronomical. I wanted an Ivy League, and Tufts was calling. It wasn't officially an Ivy League school, but it had the reputation equal to Harvard and MIT. Well, Dad didn't have the money, and getting a loan back then wasn't easy either.
That's where Uncle Richie came into the picture.
Remember how we used to call him Richie Rich? Because he had so much fucking money from that .com craze.
Yes, easily 20 million liquid cash. I mean, who has that kind of money nowadays?
Yeah. And then Uncle Richie stepped up and paid for my entire law school, 4 years, including the bar, and one swoop of the mighty pen.
$150,000, as I recall. We all know the story. That's no secret. Nothing to be feel bad about.
But as we know, there are no free handouts in life without conditions. And this one came with one big condition, although never discussed or clearly stated.
You paid him back, right?
Oh, with interest.
I still don't understand. He didn't need the money.
No, he didn't need the money. He needed me to keep up the lie I had been living for so many years.
What lie?
All right, it started before you were born. I was maybe 7 at the time. Uncle Richie was always over at our house. He and Dad were so close. They would spend hours in his study with their cigars and scotch and reminiscing about old times.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was the way he looked at me. I was too young to understand it at the time. But even then, he made me feel so uncomfortable.
There was a rumor in our family about a gay uncle. But it never occurred to me that it was...
Because Dad was so blatantly homophobic. Jesus, to make a long story short, something happened between me and Uncle Richie around 7 and continued off and on for several years.
Fuck. No, that's not possible. Dad would have stopped it.
Yeah, really? Even if he knew, our family would have collapsed if we didn't have Uncle Richie's financial support. Dad was off and on working, and Mom spent several years in and out of hospitals. Fucking Richie had it all figured out. If he thought I was drifting away from him, he would bring up Mom and Dad and how they needed his money.
That fucker, how did you...
Eventually, I made a clean break. I mean, it kind of happened organically. I got interested in girls. I got busy in school, and one day, Richie knocked on my door, and I told him if he touched me again, I would tell Mom and Dad everything. He would go to jail. His life would be ruined. Tables turned. He was scared. But it didn't end there.
What do you mean?
I confronted him again after you were born. I told him if he ever tried anything with you, that I would kill him. I was angry about being abused by that predator. I didn't want those patterns to repeat themselves. In order to exact revenge, I basically blackmailed him into paying for my entire education, including law school, lock, stock, and barrel.
Shit, Dan. I'm so sorry.
How old were you when I started law school? What, 5 or 6?
Probably 5, I think.
And Dad had to go away weekends for his job, right? And mom was
At her sister's that summer, mostly because she had pneumonia and was recovering.
yeah. So who watched you that summer? Who had time to watch you, buy you things, and hang out with you?
Uncle Richie.
I left Tufts after my first year, moved back on the pretext that I wanted to be closer to the family because Mom wasn't well.
That wasn't far from the truth.
It was a lie! I was sure he was biding his time, waiting in the wings to abuse you, too. I didn't have the absolute truth, but I could feel it in my gut.
What are you talking about?
One day, after law school, I think it was my second year, I had passed an important exam. I remember feeling really good that day. So I would usually check in on you after school, and I found you two in the bathroom.
Stephen stops suddenly, as if all the blocked memories come rushing back. He looks stunned, a look of confusion, pain crossing his face. Dan sees this.
Uncle Richie was always a lot of fun. I remember him reading bedtime stories, but he never touched me. You were the one that was always around, playing ball with me, giving me baths, taking me to my softball games.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I was there to protect you.
You used to come in at night and we sleep in the same bed together because I was scared to be alone and when Mom was at her sister's and Dad was away working.
So who was always touching you, making sure your every need was met?
We were brothers. We did everything together. We were very close.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe too close. Always rubbing your shoulders and back after your games.
Suddenly, it's as if a veil is lifted from Stephen's eyes. He looks at Dan, but it's not his brother he's looking at now. Rather, a sad, older man, someone only vaguely familiar.
I thought it was normal. The hugging, the touching.
Sexual abuse victims usually block out traumatic memories until something triggers them.
You're talking about my
Nightmares. You can't see who is after you, but I think you know.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Stephen barely makes it to the end of the wooden deck. He falls to his knees, throwing up. He continues to vomit a few more times. As the heaving subsides, Stephen kneels on the deck, staring out into the darkness. The pain and torment on his face is palpable. A look of fury crosses his face. He lets out an animalistic sound. He looks back inside the cabin. Great room, and pushes up off the wood deck. He stands, wipes his mouth, still wet from vomit. Swaying precariously, Stephen starts towards the great room, circles back and looks out, his face contorted in uncontrolled rage. Then he turns to confront Dan. Stephen, looking like a wild animal, crosses to Dan, who's standing staring into the fire, unable to gaze at his brother. Stephen raises his fist in the air, and it looks as though he's about to bring it down on Dan. But instead, him grab his brother and bring him in close in a bear hug.
I forgive you. Do you hear me, brother? I forgive you. It's okay. It's okay. You best. You have to forgive yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
They hug again, crying together, arms wrapped around each other for a good long time. Cabin, port, mid-morning. Dan and Stephen exit the cabin and prepare to load their gear into their vehicles.
See you next year.
Hey, wait a minute. Come here, you. Come on. Give your brother a hug.
Okay, come
Come
here.
on.
Stephen goes over and hugs Dan. An awkward hug. Stephen picks up his backpack and gun and heads to his jeep.
Maybe we should go somewhere different this next year.
Do you know, I have a law school buddy who goes moose hunting in Alaska. Huh?
Sounds like an incredible adventure.
Yeah. Maybe we should challenge ourselves more. Get outside our comfort zone.
I always wanted to go to Alaska on a cruise.
Oh, it better not be a gay cruise, brother. Oh, God. Looks so old.
Could last for another few hundred years, long after we're gone.
Well, you know what? Maybe it's time to sell the place. There's some nice land around it.
We can't, brother. This was everything to Dad.
Yeah. A new family could come in and make their own memories.
You really mean that?
Yeah, I think maybe I don't want to hunt for a while.
We could try ping pong.
How about billiards?
Maybe ice hockey.
Ah, chess! Hey, you know, what I'm trying to say is I want to be a better version of myself.
You still gonna see Edward?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I don't know myself as well as I thought.
You're gonna talk to Uncle Richie?
Yeah, he's gonna hear me out. And if I don't kill him, maybe we'll make amends.
What about Sarah?
I'm gonna come clean about everything. Well, maybe not everything.
She probably knows. Women are very intuitive.
I love her enough to want her to know these other parts of me.
I applaud your courage, brother. You have changed.
I applaud yours. Hey, you think your bullshit therapist would have time to see us next week?
I'll call her on the way home.
Oh, and another thing. Stop being so damn nice. Be a dick now and then. It feels good.
Hi, honey. How was your trip?
Hey, oh, it was good. It was good. Different. I didn't bag the Godfather Buck.
I'm sure you'll get the buck next time.
Mhm. I missed you.
Miss you too. The kids asked where you were. I can't weave a bedtime tale like you. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Good. Hey, let's plan a trip, just you and me.
What about work?
We need to spend time together. Um, I need to talk to you about some things.
Of course, honey. I would love that. Where?
Hey, what's that hotel you love? Big Sur Coastline.
Post Ranch Inn. It's too expensive.
No. We can afford it. Book it. I'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye, honey. Drive safe. Dan?
I love you.
I love you too. Hurry home.